Welcome to episode 19, Married at First Sight, Australia.
Australia.
We are continuing with the family week, and for the new couples, it is
Fast track week.
fast track week. They're just being given the tasks the other couples did in their first few weeks.
Catch up time.
Yes, let's talk about the positives first. Philip and Stella, our class toppers.
Oh yeah, everything's still going really well. The lunch with the friends went really well. Everything's still really good.
Y-
And yeah, they're just waiting for one of them to give in.
Yeah, Stella has potentially said that she wants the other person to say, I love you, and
She wants Philip to say it first. Philip wants her to say it first. It's just a matter of time before one of them either gives in or they argue about
yeah,
it.
it's one of those things. It goes either one of those ways, but they're just so in love. It's just, I have been, I should hold my hands when I'm wrong. With Philip, I am
Yeah.
because, well, he has a wonderful YouTube, which is more of a joke than real, but
Well, we were both saying, weren't we? Like, oh, he must be there for the fame. He's just a YouTuber. He's just promoting his coaching. But no. Do you want a spoiler?
no, I don't want a spoiler.
Okay.
I try my best to avoid spoilers.
I
So,
stumbled across one by accident.
yeah, but I just see at this point of time, I just want to see what it feels like when they come out of the bubble.
Yeah.
Like, because the bubble is so strong, you can make a movie out of the experience. They are having the fairy tale, which a lot of people
A
wanted.
lot of people would kill for.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and let's go to
Alyssa and David, do you think?
no, no.
Okay.
We'll get back there because
Okay.
she is giving some, she's doing a lot of screenplay, which is very subtle. I don't know what it is about her.
Okay. Sam and Chris then.
Sam and Chris, another couple that are cruising. I don't trust
Yeah.
Chris, but Sam is like a puppy, so cute. And
I liked that they had the rapid revelations task. So they were pretty much just aligned on everything that they said there as well. And it was just like question, answer. Like super smooth. Something's gonna come up soon and absolutely rock their world, I'm sure of it. But for now, smooth sailing.
yeah, Chris is being really nice. Sam, I think he is a really nice person. There is nothing, there is not a bad bone in this man.
No, I agree. I get that impression as well.
Yeah, and let's move on to Rachel and Steven.
Oh yeah, Rachel and Steven.
What's about them? The thing is, everything looks good on paper and they seem to look good. And for all the gaslighters, I think this is there is something off with Steven's intimacy.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, everything looks like it would be great, but the reality is they're friends who occasionally hug, and Stephen tolerates being kissed, but like pecks,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
know? And when Stephen's brother gave him the advice about not being closed off, and Stephen said that that advice about, not being closed off and giving affection was an eye opener to him, I was a bit like, duh, seriously? Like, really? But I guess you don't know what you don't know, and he was clearly blind to what he needed to do and what the problem was for him.
yeah, I mean from where I see,
But whether that actually changes his behavior and he starts to let his walls down or not, I don't know. It remains to be seen.
I don't know. I mean, gaslighters could do something because
Please clarify for anybody who's not heard before what you mean.
producers and
Okay.
experts. I call them gaslighters because that's all they do. Because here is a
Because you
man.
don't believe in any of their expertise.
I don't, because that's what they do. Because here is a man who certainly has intimacy issues,
Yeah.
and I'm not a therapist. And his, I don't know where his intimacy comes, the issues comes from. I don't know his history. I don't know anything about it. But they could actually send them to an actual therapist and
Yeah.
if there is anything that can be done to save, because you guys have very bad repo. Even though you put one couple from one season and another couple from one season, like there are like four out of four five couples that are succeeded, you put two couples there and try to convince us with bombarding us on our screen saying that this is something that works. No, it doesn't, because you don't want it to work, you don't care about working. and here is a man with issues, you could do something.
I wonder if some of his intimacy issues maybe comes from his body image and self-worth, because he's shown in that audition video that they showed the clip of earlier in the season that he's had issues with his weight, and he's admitted he starved himself and worked really, really hard to kind of lose weight and everything. And he's not a particularly confident guy by the looks of it. He seems to be the kind of person that would be comfortable in specific scenarios. Anything that's not his norm, he'd probably be a bit uncomfortable about. And
Yeah, see, this
maybe
is
part of
where,
that is dating and relationships. Maybe that's just not where he's normally comfortable, so he doesn't really let his walls down to have the chance of intimacy.
no, I see. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to psychoanalyze him. He is being good in a relationship. Everything is going well. There is nothing off. It's just this man has some intimacy issues. That much I can 100% tell. What it is, I don't know. Maybe they could actually send him to a therapist. Maybe see what his history was like. What?
Yeah, and I don't think that's a bad idea. The downside is that therapy is not quite that cut and dry. You might say, right, this you have intimacy issues. I think you should see a therapist. And they go, all right then. And they go to a therapist and they end up figuring out what happened when they were like 7 years old instead, just because that's where they've got to start to be able to get somewhere else. It's not a linear thing. It's not something you can just do one specific thing and only that without potentially touching on other things.
See, I'm
Also,
not.
therapy's bloody expensive. They're not going to pay for that.
Oh, come on. It's one of the best rated shows and they spend a lot of money in
Exactly. They want to
lot of
spend it on the
things.
show.
No, the thing is, I'm not expecting him to cure them to cure him. I just wanted to know where the intimacy issue comes from and what it is related to have an idea, because just gaslighting him or just telling him, oh, you need to push it or you need to do
Yeah.
it or something is not something that's healthy. I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, the gaslighters, they seem to have degree and they seem to have some kind of, I don't know, clinical experience. They talk about it. I don't know how much of it. But what I'm saying is, maybe there is something there. Like Rachel seems to be somebody that has like patience of an elephant.
Yeah, she's definitely got a lot of patience.
Yeah. So if there is something to work towards and if there is some hope there,
Yeah.
she will be working on it. I'm not saying that it should work today, maybe it'll take 2 years, 1 year, but there, we just need to know what it is, because he's not a bad guy, he's not, there's nothing wrong with,
Yeah.
it's just he struggles with intimacy. And I don't think it is because he doesn't find Rachel attractive or something. His issue totally, because
Yeah.
the way he treats Rachel and everything is all right. In the past, where some man and woman didn't say that attraction was the issue, you could see it the
Yeah,
way they
definitely.
treat.
You can see it with some couples.
Yeah, so it feels very doomed right now as it is, unless some miracle happens.
Yeah, he's got to try and take that step and
I
face any
don't think
fears.
he can, because it's, yeah, as I said, if he knew how to do it, he would do it.
Maybe, but maybe not. Like he said
No.
that his brother's conversation, the conversation with his brother, really opened his eyes. Like he was
He's,
blind to the fact that he was holding up so many walls and barriers.
oh, come on, I have been watching this. I have been, I have to get my wall down. I have to get my wall down. First
He's
episode.
not really said that though.
I mean, it's the words change, but it's essentially the same thing. And from what I see, it's not. He just doesn't know how to. It's very deep. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
I can feel it, and he's not able to express it or understand it himself. That's the main problem.
yeah,
And the gaslighters who say that they are here to help don't really help. They just are here to for ratings. And I don't know that John, the biggest gaslighter, he sits and gaslights more rather than being. So let's move on to next one.
Alyssa and David.
No, Gia and Scott. The
Okay.
Gia Gia knows how to get screen time.
Oh, she does.
And
she stormed out, and then for this episode, she returned and they had an adult conversation that went really well. I thought the conversation went really well. They were both quite mature about things. I thought it seemed like they talked things through really well, like properly, how she felt, how he felt, what they both did and didn't think about, and the impact on each other, and
yeah, yada
all of
yada
that
yada.
stuff.
But
But all of that to say that they had a wonderful conversation, which assured they had.
yeah, it's one of those things. What worries me is, why do Scott have 587 photos of X?
Yeah, because it was just originally talked about one photo of his ex that was a memory. That's what they said in the last episode. And then this episode, it was a photo that was from like 2020 something of Scott and his ex was apparently in lingerie and bent over or something.
And she's doing OnlyFans now.
Yeah, and then Scott was saying about having 500 and something photos to delete.
Yeah, and you
So how's
know,
it gone from 1 to 500 and something?
I mean,
Has he
she
been
has.
downloaded them off her OnlyFans platform or something?
I think it's a flex. I think he uses those photos as a flex
Maybe. Yeah.
to show off to his friends. Oh, I
Because
rate
I
it.
don't know who the creator is that is his ex, but if she's someone well known to people who frequent OnlyFans, then maybe, yeah, it's a flex. I still speak to her sometimes or whatever.
Yeah, because I don't know. It feels like he's not dumb enough to get into those small things. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
because Scott and Danny, they are the most aware personalities from, and I think it's just one of those things. Yeah, they got it off. They got their screen time is wonderful.
Yep.
And then who are we missing?
I'm not saying the names again.
Alicia and
Every time I
David.
say it, you go, no.
No, no, I do want to talk
I
about
know.
Alicia and David first. Why do we not see much of David
I was
anymore?
about to say the same thing. They didn't really show him talking to his friends at all. Firstly, not that there's anything wrong with it. I was just surprised, kind of pleasantly, but kind of puzzled that the friends he had visit was just two women. And it's like, okay, it is what it is. But yeah, they didn't show him talking to his friends, and they just focused on Alyssa's friend saying about Beck supposedly digging up dirt on Alyssa with mutual friends back in Adelaide.
That is very well screenplayed and narrated,
Oh,
because
yeah.
at this point we know Alicia has been to Adelaide for a weekend with
Yeah.
whatever issues, and she must have met her friend. And from what I understand, all of these contestants, even though they are in a experiment, they still have their phones and they still contact with their best friends and all.
Yeah.
And it's not like the best friend won't have communicated with her. She comes on the show and she says, I have to tell you an information. There is this girl back who is in Adelaide in the mutual friend circle digging dirt on you.
Yeah. But really, that best friend was probably at the wedding and there'll have been mutual friends there. No, Beck wouldn't have been at that wedding. She'd have spoken to her about her after that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was very well screenplayed, because Alyssa must have known Beck has dug dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beck has dug dirt on her. We know that much, and Alyssa knows that much. It doesn't have to be so performative.
No. What I thought was performative was just how much Alyssa was trying to be like, they're just not our people. She's just not my people. And like, we're good, we're fine. Like brushing it aside, like, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. I keep her a distance anyway. And it's like, well, all of those things might be true. But the way that you're saying it is like you're trying to sell it poorly.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alyssa might be a fake person in real time. Like, she has this persona and she expects others to believe she might be a
Yeah.
persona girl in real time, because your relationship has problems. I don't know to what
Every
extent,
relationship has some problems, but
except Philip and Stella. I don't believe they have. But I can see it, like the giddiness in both of them. You can just,
you can just tell, can't you?
yeah, but with Alyssa and David,
I think Alyssa and David, it looks like they're close, but they don't have that. You don't really see a connection. You just see the physical closeness and bits of affection, but not that, yeah, that giddiness, that constantly smiling at each other, that eye contact for no real reason other than to look at each other and
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is not a perfect relationship. Even if it is a relationship and if it's not a showman's at this point,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just want to wait Alicia and what comes out of her, because the way she talks about other people
Yeah.
is very like she talks like other people are disgusting. She's on this high horse. As I said, yes, you can be angry at them, which is all right, but as I said, it's maths. And this is what happens, like at dinner parties, this is what happens. One girl goes at girls, you have to be either a girl that goes at other girl or takes it. There is nothing in between. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to see them. And let's go to my boy Tyson.
Tyson. Okay.
He fucked up big, but I still like him. You know why?
He was honest.
He is brutally honest guy, and it's just one of those things. His honesty is so brutal, like it's dark love.
I don't know. That moment over the lunch date, he seemed like he really relaxed, and I think he said it because he was so relaxed. It just like it naturally seemed to come out. It wasn't. It didn't look like it was. It didn't look like it was premeditated or even just like grasping at something to say. So just said what came to mind. It just flowed out, and then he dealt with the consequences afterwards. And I thought they talked about it quite well when they got back to the apartment. You could see that the apology was genuine, that they were both a bit hurt by it, but worked through it, And yeah, he was brutally honest about it.
I think I know where he's
It's
coming out.
better that it came out
Yeah,
the
but
way that it did rather than just an offhand comment another time or her finding out through some other means in maybe a few weeks' time. They've known each other like a week. Get it out the way now.
yeah, and I think where he's coming from is he wants to talk about his previous relationships, and also that he wants to show that side of him in a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
talking about ex is not talking about ex or missing a about your past relationships and the challenges you faced and the
In a way, it
challenges.
can be, I guess it could be part of showing somebody who you are
Yeah,
because it's not about the other person and what you had. It's about the type of person you are in a relationship, I guess. That could be part of it.
yeah, I think he was trying to come from that angle, but this fella is brutally honest. He's like a national treasure. I
He
wa-
is not a wordsmith, is he? Let's be
no,
honest.
he is a national treasure, and we have to.
National treasure.
Yeah, because you don't have honest people anymore. Because we'll be talking about the next couple, and I'll be talking a lot more about. But yeah, and I mean, I understand why Stephanie was disappointed. Yes, she
Yeah.
has a point. That's what, if she was more feminine, she would have understood him, because this is a brutal honest man. You don't have man like that anymore. Everybody is a liar, manipulating 2 days time. And they went back to the apartment. There is Tyson here putting his effort in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think Stephanie does find drama. I think she has some issues. I think she is not single because she is not looking good or anything. I think she has some drama.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but the conversation they had about the back at the apartment, the conversation they had about the lunch date and the ex situation. Like I said, I think they both handled it really well. They had an adult conversation about it. They they both looked a bit sad about it. I
Yeah.
I think for the first time in the list of Tyson's apologies so far, I bought it. It was believable. It was genuine. So progress.
See, that's what I'm talking about. There was progress there, and Stephanie has
Oh,
to make something out of it, because let it go. This man has had
she
enough for a
did.
day.
She
No,
she.
about the gay guy comments. And
Well, we haven't got that far yet. That's what was coming next.
yeah, after that, they started watching each other's audition tapes. Tyson
Yeah.
is impressed with Stephanie. He's putting effort. I don't, if anybody says otherwise.
Well, I thought the video task could have gone really, really well, but because she didn't like his comments, it didn't go quite as well as it could have. So the way he phrased it is outdated, and I can see why she maybe didn't like the phrasing of what he said in his audition tape. However, it comes back to Tyson not being a wordsmith, not being the best at phrasing. It's not just about brutal honesty, it's just he doesn't really.
Have a filter.
No, it's not even a filter because I don't think it's something that you need to filter. It's just because he words things in the wrong way, so they come across in a way that they're not intended to. So rather than being like, do you know what? I've not got a problem with gay people. You know, sometimes they hit on me. It's funny, like, but, maybe it makes me a bit uncomfortable. But you know what? People are who they are, and that's fine. I've got no problem with it. He was like, but basically, keep it over there. I don't want to look at it. He just phrased it really clumsily. I think that's it. He's clumsy in the way he words things, just because I don't
He
know.
is brutally
He just
honest.
he just is so focused on saying the truth and getting it out there. He's not really taking the time to consider how to phrase it. He could,
Yeah,
but
but
it's just not natural for him and him the way he is.
yeah, but from what you have to say is this is where the issue of masculinity comes from.
No,
Stephanie, no, I'm
no,
not talking about it.
no.
No, I am talking about it because
Masculinity doesn't have anything to do with how you phrase something well
not
or
him.
clumsily.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Stephanie. Because yes, this man has finally given an apology. He meant it, honest about it. He had enough growing to do in one day.
Yeah.
And Stephanie pushed it more. She pushed it. She didn't have to.
She could have been less confrontational about it. I agree with that. She could have.
Maybe another day. Maybe bring it at the next dinner or something. But the way she kind of, yeah, it gave me like drama queen at that point because she needs to have some kind of understanding
Yeah,
if she
if she
wants
was a
to.
bit softer in her approach rather than just being challenging, it would have come across better to Tyson as well because he was saying, maybe she's just being dramatic. So she did come across as a bit, you know, finding a problem
Confrontational.
where there really wasn't one. She could have just had that instead of saying, instead of like quoting back to him what he said and being like, my gay friend's this, my gay friend's that, what did you mean by this? She could have asked him essentially the same question, what did you mean by this comment, but asked him to elaborate on it instead.
Yeah,
That would have
instead,
softened it and allowed him the space to think about what he said and explain it properly without either of them potentially getting defensive or being confrontational. I wonder if that's maybe where part of where Stephanie's coming from. She's being defensive. It might be dramatic, but she's like, maybe, I don't know, maybe trying to be an ally and defend her gay friends because they're so important in her life that she's just being like a bit blunt with how she's asking the question. And I'm not saying it's right, but maybe that's
that's
where it comes from.
that's where Tyson clocked it, whether he knew or not. That's masculine because
What, being an ally and being defensive?
being confrontational, being attacking, not understanding when to step back and when to push.
Right.
That's what it is. And he was right about. I don't know. It's like Stephanie maybe wants to. At this point, it feels like maybe she's single because she's like this. Like, you need to let some go. There. No man that's perfect.
Yeah.
If he's really nice to you on your face, he'll probably he's if he puts a perfect persona before your face, he's probably cheating behind your face.
Which is why I'm grateful that you're just rude to my face sometimes. At least I know what's going on and what's real. Okay. We didn't see Beck and Danny in this episode because they were shown there with their friends and family in the last episode. So our final couple for this one is Juliet and Joel.
The problem I have with political correctness is I think Juliet might be a homo
Why?
because he did drums with dildos.
Right?
What's the difference between sticks and dildos?
To shape.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's homophobia. What if he used maybe two cups?
I don't know. I don't know. I think from the wedding reception, she got the ick and she just needed an excuse. She then, because of how she was feeling, she's being really rude, wasn't she? She flat refused to do the tasks with the gazing, the hugging, and the kissing. she was being super mean, and she was like, I'm done with you. I'm not going to stare into your devil eyes, and you don't get the privilege to touch me or look into my eyes. It was just really cruel. Like, there's getting the ick and being so switched off and turned off from someone, but then there's being a raving bitch. Sorry, yeah, she's just being so nasty, and it's uncalled for.
I mean, she as a person, if she is a person that gets ick very easily, and maybe she shouldn't be on the show. I mean,
Yeah,
have some self awareness, and she's like, she's very, very mean.
yeah, she really is.
And
Like, you can get the ick and still be a kind, respectful person. Okay, the relationship's going to suffer in terms of progression because you're not seeing that person in the light that you intended, that you hoped, but you can still be kind and respectful and either try to do the challenges and try to get over it or just leave. You don't have to be really cruel and try and tear someone down.
yeah, and also the theatrical and performative. I think she's projecting a lot. I think it's her character.
I don't know. I don't fully disagree. He is quite theatrical. I don't know about performative,
I don't think
but he
he's
is quite
performative.
theatrical.
He's different.
I think she is being rather performative in how she's being cruel because she's not just being a bit moody. She's going out of her way to insult him and degrade him and disrespect him, you know?
Yeah, and
Like, you
what?
can only talk to me through the door. I'm not opening the door and all that crap.
Yeah, and I'm glad in the previous shows, men have let this kind of be slide. This man has given it.
Yeah, he's continued to be kind and respectful and just said, you know what, this isn't acceptable.
Yeah, and I just don't know. It's one of those things like, did the producers, no, sorry, did the gaslighters not say it?
You slipped.
Yeah, did the gaslighters not see it in the audition, or I don't know, is she dumb or something? Because what does she think it comes across as? She's putting herself in a spot where she will get tons of it
Maybe,
if she
yeah.
didn't get already, because I don't know the reason why it airs 1 month late. Reasons about it,
It's
get into
annoying
that.
anyway. But by now, the consequences have hit or starting to hit, aren't they, for the contestants?
Yeah, I mean, at least have some awareness before coming onto the show, because yes, you could go on and have a wonderful reality career,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, you could receive tons of hate.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things because she acted so well for the first week, and
Yeah, she came across as actually really lovely and
that's the
genuine, and
performative
it just didn't
part of it.
last.
Yeah, and once she got the ick, leave the home, leave the experiment. There is nobody that's imprisoning you. We have seen people leaving the experiment
Oh
before.
yeah.
There is this Brooke who left in middle of commitment ceremony.
Yeah, definitely.
We have people just getting up and walking off. Why can't she do that? Why does she have to be? I don't know, the sense of entitlement on her part. That's what makes me question.
Yeah. What did you think of them doing the photo ranking task?
Oh,
It's the only task so far that she's been willing to participate in.
I think producers must have really pushed her to do it,
Probably.
because the previous task, she can't be in the same room with him because he has leprosy or something.
I think she just took it as another opportunity to be cruel.
Yeah,
I was actually surprised she didn't rank him the lowest and she put him fourth lowest, which I think is just in the middle. So it's not that good, but it's not that bad, but she was still cruel about it.
I mean, she got the ick, she wants to know, and he gave it back. He put her third. Yeah, I thought he would give back more,
Yeah.
but he gave her enough.
I liked the way that Joel went about it because he didn't do the photo ranking task based on physical attributes or not only on physical appearance. He was talking about how this person made him feel, about how he put Beck last because I can't remember the words he said, but because she's basically been so vicious, talking about everybody else and arguing and stuff. So he was going based off how he made to feel by the other people. I thought that was quite a nice way to do it. And it shows a bit of his character. And he put her third,
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
very generous considering how he's feeling because of what she's doing to him.
yeah, and I don't
He was a
know.
bit pointed about it,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
still.
whatever effort she put in and her dreams of media career are, and whatever is left, she can forget about it after that,
Yeah,
because there is
probably.
no coming back from this. And I don't even know her entitlement. Like, does she know what performative means? This man is the most realist person she will come across, and I don't disagree. And her calling Tyson childish or something, it's funny how people can't see themselves.
Childish. Oh no, she called him a dumbass and
Y- y-
misogynistic.
Yeah, something like that when she is being homophobic and a self-entitled
She's not being
narcissistic bitch.
homophobic.
I think it is.
Well, in your opinion,
See,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. If him holding dildos and playing on a drum has a lot of issue to her, that is homophobia. It's nothing
It's
else.
not about homophobia. It's about her embarrassment that he does these silly things. She sees it as something really silly and cringe and is embarrassed and doesn't want to be associated with that.
Yeah,
It's not about homophobia.
yeah, but I don't know. It might actually be because I don't see much. See, everybody has silliness to them, and she is the one who is talking about embarrassment. Imagine the embarrassment her parents feel after watching her.
Yeah, she's not exactly helped her own cause.
Yeah, because yeah, Joel is getting such a good at it because of her.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Joel giving to her more. I think he will start if she doesn't back down.
Well, she's packed her stuff and she's gone, so he'll only have that opportunity if she comes back.
I mean, has she gone to home or has she gone to another
I
man?
don't know, but either way, he'll only have that opportunity if she actually can tolerate being in the same space as him.
Oh,
Well, our next episode is a dinner party, so we'll see if she shows up for that. We'll find out very soon.
yeah, let's see what happens there. With that, let's end the show.